For thousands of people across Britain, someone is missing from their lives.
I'm his son. I need to be able to say the word Dad to him.
I have to find my brother. I just can't let it go. I just can't let him go.
3 children kept together and 1 taken away. So where is he?
Finding someone when the trail's gone cold can feel like an impossible task. But that's where we step in.
We found her.
No way! Yes. This is my dream come true.
Offering a last chance to people desperate for help.
That's the first time in 73 years I've seen my mum.
With searches taking us to surprising places, we've unearthed hidden secrets, solving family mysteries, and finding people that nobody else could trace.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Silvana.
A mi sposo? ¿Quién es el papá de Christina's father?
Christina's father? Susan. This is wonderful.
Although the answers aren't always what people expect,
Oh my word!
we resolve questions that have haunted entire lives.
I only know that she's not dead because of you.
This week, 2 searchers looking for their birth mothers. A woman living with guilt as a result of her mother's teenage pregnancy.
I need some answers. I just want to know that she's been happy.
And a man longing to find out why his birth mother gave him up nearly 50 years ago.
It's always affected me all my life because, whatever the reason, it's still a form of rejection.
Our first story comes from Birmingham, and a woman desperate to find her birth mother after 55 years apart.
Happy birthday!
Oh, lovely.
Here you go.
Thank you. I think of my birth mother a lot, especially on birthdays.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I wonder if she's thinking of me.
Beautiful cards. Thank you.
To have a baby and to have to give it away. I can't imagine how hard that would have been.
Cheers.
I have carried the guilt, thinking that I hope I haven't ruined her life.
Right, well, here you go. Bye-bye.
See you later, love.
Mum of 2, Julie Roberts, lives with her husband Marc in Hales Owen in Birmingham.
See ya.
She's worked shifts at the local chocolate factory for the last 32 years.
My dad worked at Cadbury's and making the chocolate, and now I work there. It's not a glamorous job, but it's been a good place to work.
Julie was adopted as a baby, and her parents were always very open about her start in life.
I vaguely remember at the age of 6, I was told that I was adopted. It didn't upset me at all. I had a very happy childhood.
It wasn't until Julie was a teenager that her thoughts turned to her birth mother.
The only information that I'd got from my adopted parents was that my mum was 18 when she gave birth. And being the same age as my birth mother made me think what it was like for her to give me up. I just needed some answers.
Desperate to know more about her birth mother, Julie tracked down her adoption paperwork at the Birmingham Magistrates Court.
I found out my birth mother was called Marion Elizabeth Jones. Seeing her signature for the first time was really emotional because it was something that was part of her.
She's actually wrote that. Sorry. I think at my age, I'm shocked that I still get sort of emotional and upset.
It just connects me to her.
Looking through the paperwork, Julie made a surprising discovery about her birth father.
It said that my father was a married man. I was shocked. But I think getting that information made me understand more the reason for me being adopted. It must have been devastating for her. I think to give a baby away at 18 and finish the relationship, whatever that was, to be robbed of that, I feel guilty in a sense.
Having found out what Marion went through, Julie began searching for her. She started by visiting Marion's last known address.
I thought, wow, this is where she was all those years ago. It gave me goosebumps. It was a big thing. Just a house could do that. But, of course, she was no longer here.
Without any more leads, Julie hired a private detective to help with her search. But 30 years on, she's no closer to finding her birth mother. Julie still struggles with not knowing what impact she had on Marion's future.
I changed her life, and I have carried the guilt, which is not my fault, obviously, but thinking that I hope I haven't wrecked her life. And until I find out that guilt, I'll never go away.
The only things we knew about Marion when we took on her search was her name, age at Julie's birth, and a previous address.
Unfortunately, Marion Elizabeth Jones is a fairly common name, and our initial search brought up more than 1,000 possibilities. Without an exact date of birth, this was looking impossible.
Thank you. Our intermediary managed to track down Julie's original adoption file. Despite Julie having her records, she wasn't given full access, so had never seen her mother's exact date of birth.
With this vital piece of information, we could reduce the potential people with the right name to a manageable number. So we contacted all of them, hoping that one of them should be the right Marion.
A few weeks later, we'd had a reply from a Marion Jones living in Hampshire, who confirmed that she was Julie's birth mother.
For years, Julie has worried about her birth mother and whether giving up a baby so young has ruined her life. How did Marion cope? And will she be able to put Julie's mind at rest?
Now a grandmother, Marion lives in Andover with her husband, Pete.
Hello, Marion.
Hello?
Hi, Nicky.
Oh, hello, Nicky. Pleased to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Come on in.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. So, how did you actually feel when you found out your daughter was looking for you?
Overwhelmed. I really couldn't believe it. Every year I put her birthday in the diary, and I was starting to think, I'll never hear from her.
You'd given up hope?
And I had given up hope.
So take me back, paint a picture of your life at the time that you fell pregnant.
I was 18. I'd been with Julie's father for months.
So it wasn't just a fling, it was a...
No, I really did seriously think that we would get married. And, you know, and then all of a sudden I found out I was pregnant.
What happened?
I said, oh, I'm pregnant. And he said, I'm married.
What, he said it like that?
Yeah. I got in his car and drove off.
Was there any possibility at any stage that he would help you?
No.
Support you?
I never even saw him after that. I was so shocked. And then, of course, I thought, no, do I tell my mum I'm pregnant? Because she was very strict.
How did she react to that?
She just went absolutely mad. She was adamant that I wasn't keeping a baby. I brought shame to the family. Then when I went into the mother and baby home, because I wasn't a married mother, you got treated like dirt. There was no sympathy, no compassion.
No consideration of your feelings?
No.
So after you gave birth to Julie, how long were you with her for?
6 weeks. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I used to knit baby clothes.
For Julie?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Thinking that you would keep Julie?
Hoping that there was something, something would happen that I'd be able to keep her.
What was it like being in there with her, looking after her?
Oh, I loved
her,
it. Every minute of it, I
holding
loved
her.
it. She was beautiful.
So that moment when you gave her away, what was that like?
You don't give your baby away. They are snatched away. You get your baby bathed, fed in the morning, all dressed up, and then you have to go into this room and you've got social services standing there, and she just took her out of my arms. No thank you, nothing, she'll be looked after or anything like that. And after I'd handed her over, I had to go to the nursery, strip her cot and put all the stuff that she'd finished with in the laundry. That was it. And I just got on with my life. That's how it was.
It's awful.
I worked in a mother and baby home later on. A few years after that.
That's extraordinary.
This is how I got.
But you worked in a mother and baby home afterwards to try and... For what? I mean...
To help the girls more than anything else.
Because of what you'd been through?
Yeah. Because I don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else. You're a mother. Doesn't matter what age you are. You're a mother and that's your child.
That's astonishing. What Julie really wants reassurance on, and she's thought about this for a long, long time, is she's terrified that the fact that you were so young when you gave her up for adoption, that ruined your life.
No, never.
What about your
It
early...
made me stronger.
It made you stronger?
It did make me stronger, yeah. I just hope she's had a good life.
Well, here's your baby daughter.
Oh, my God. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh. Gosh, I can't believe it. Can I get this one? Thank you. Yeah, she's just like the family. She's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a shock. Oh, feels like all that has fell away.
The past?
Yeah. Now I just want to meet her.
Before we tell Julie that Marion's been found, our second search comes from Surrey. And a man longing to find his birth mother after nearly 50 years apart.
Deep down, I always wonder why I was given up. Was it because she just didn't want me? I have that doubt every day of my life. I need to find out from her why she gave me up.
"49-year-old Marc Wolfe works as an airport bus driver. He has 3 children and 3 grandchildren. Marc was adopted as a baby into a Jewish family. He grew up in North London with older sister Benita and parents Ruth and Terry, who remember the day Marc's adoption was finalised.
That was a wonderful day. We'd arranged for a professional photographer to come and take photographs at home because we were so excited that finally you were definitely ours.
It was a very close-knit Jewish family. Every Saturday we used to go to the synagogue together. Being brought up Jewish gave me a sense of belonging, which is important to someone who's adopted. This one is one of my favourite photos, my bar mitzvah. Look at those bow ties. So it was a very, very good day.
But by the time of Marc's bar mitzvah, the family were living under a shadow. Marc's adoptive mother, Ruth, had been diagnosed with leukemia.
As children, we were just told that she was unwell, so we didn't realise how serious things were.
When Marc was just 16, Ruth passed away.
Losing Mum was very, very difficult for me. She was a very, very big part of my life. And having her gone, I felt totally lost. In my grief, I did feel that I'd lost two mothers. My birth mother, and then I'd lost my mum. I started to feel insecure about where I came from. And so, for the first time, I felt I wanted to find out about my birth mother and the reasons why I was put up for adoption.
Marc decided to search for his mother and began by ordering his birth certificate.
I was born to Esther Joan Howard. She was about 19 years old. There's no father listed on the birth certificate, so it's almost certainly unmarried. That's everything I could find out. But my parents told me. My birth mother went to great effort to make sure I went to a Jewish family. That means the world to me. It really does. But if she did care, why would she give me up for adoption? Was I wanted? That's what it boils down to. I need to know.
Father of three, Marc Wolfe, was adopted as a baby. After his adoptive mother died, he began searching for his birth mother, Esther Howard.
It was important to her, because I was born Jewish, that I should be brought up Jewish by a Jewish family. But deep down, I always wonder, was I actually wanted? I have that doubt every day of my life, and I will do until I get the answers.
We knew Esther was just a teenager when she was pregnant with Marc, so it's likely she went on to get married. So our first step was to look for a marriage record. We discovered that Esther had got married in Oxford in 1972. But when we searched for Esther under her married name, we drew a complete blank. So where was she? Having hit a brick wall, we needed to try a different tack. If we could find Esther's parents, maybe they could lead us to her. Her father's name was on Esther's marriage certificate, so we searched for him. He'd passed away over 10 years ago, but we were able to get hold of a copy of his will. And that gave us a crucial breakthrough. The will revealed that Esther was living in New Zealand. She had moved to Auckland with her husband in the 1970s. Searching local records, we tracked down Esther's address. We got in touch, and she confirmed she was Marc's birth mother. Still married, she now has 2 grown-up children. Thanks. I'm meeting her at her home in the city's North Shore. It's nearly 50 years since Esther gave Marc up for adoption, and since then, she's moved to the other side of the world. Does she still think about her son, or has she tried to put the past behind her? Esther.
Hi.
Nicky Campbell.
Pleased to meet you. Do come on in.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. So what was it like when you heard that Marc was looking for you?
I couldn't believe it. It was a huge surprise. And I'm so pleased that he wants to meet me.
Had you searched for him or thought about searching?
No, I definitely thought about it, but I didn't know where to start.
Did your family know about Marc?
No, nobody knew. I did tell my husband before we were married, but I have only just told my children.
Why didn't you tell them before?
It's so difficult giving a child up. To get on with your life, you almost have to block it out. So I never sort of talked about it or anything like that. Mm.
So what did happen?
I was brought up in a very strict, sheltered Jewish family. They were all German refugees from the Holocaust.
Really?
Yeah, my mother came out on a children's transport and my grandfather had been put in concentration camp. So, you know, they had all that background between them. And Marc's father wasn't Jewish. We were secretly engaged, but I used to take the engagement ring off when I went home because my parents didn't like the fact that he wasn't Jewish.
So when your family found out you were pregnant, how did they react?
Well, my parents were horrified, of course. They said it would kill my grandmother. So I wasn't allowed home while I was pregnant. I was on my own. I had no job, no nothing. I couldn't have looked after him. So I had no option to give him up for adoption.
How much do you remember about the birth?
I thought they would sort of take the baby more or less straight after he was born, but they didn't. I had to nurse him for 9 days.
9 days?
Yeah. And that was very, very hard because you do bond. It was awful giving him up.
And that must be with you forever.
It is. You just hope and pray that they land with a wonderful family. And I wanted him to go to a Jewish family because that's what I thought was best.
Well, he's always thought about you and wondered. He wants to feel that he wasn't rejected.
Oh, hell no. No, no way was he rejected. If I'd had the support of my family, I would have kept him.
That's going to be wonderful for him to hear. Here's your son.
My goodness. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All those years, I pushed it to the back of my mind. It was too painful. So now, to be able to meet him is lovely. Can't believe it.
Julie Roberts came to us searching for her birth mother, Marion, who gave her up for adoption at 6 weeks old. In recent years, Julie's found it very difficult not knowing what happened to her birth mother. But now that Marion's been found, I can tell her that even though the experience of giving her daughter up was very tough, it didn't ruin her life. And in fact, if anything, it made her stronger.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Julie.
Hello.
Thanks very much for seeing me.
Hey, coming in.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask you what you know about your birth mum.
I know that she had me at 18 years old.
What did you think when you saw that?
I thought, crikey, that is young, very young.
What effect has that had on your life?
Birthdays, Mother's Day. I think about her, so I'm thinking, I wonder if she's thinking the same.
Well, I can tell you that she does think about you on your birthdays.
Are you joking?
Because we found Marion.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Davina. Really?
Every birthday, she wrote your name in her diary.
Oh, my God. What a shock.
It's okay.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God, that's a shock. I just didn't know what to expect. And she thinks of me every year on my birthday.
Well, not just on your birthday.
I'm so happy, honestly. They're just tears of joy.
I know.
I'm still in shock.
She's really happy
Oh, bless her.
that you've come to look for her.
That's brilliant. So she's got a family?
She's got a family.
Yeah.
And she lives in Andover in Hampshire with Pete, and they are blissfully happy.
Oh, how lovely. So what was her situation at the time of the adoption?
So she was 18.
Yeah.
And she was with a guy, and she was going out with him for months.
Okay.
She didn't know he was married.
Do you know, I've always had a gut feeling that's what it was.
She got pregnant, and he just ran a mile. She had you, and then she cared for you for 6 weeks.
Gosh, that must have been so hard.
Hard. Really, really hard.
Wow.
She said it was very difficult.
Yes.
And it was the most painful thing.
I can imagine.
But she believes that it's made her a stronger person.
Wow.
And it inspired her a few years later to go and get a job in a mother and baby home.
How tough is that? Wow. She really has got strong, hasn't she, to do something like that? Wonderful. I can't wait to see her face.
I've got a picture.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Can you see
that's...
it?
Yes, please. Oh, my word. That's Marion. Oh. Hello. I've got her nose.
Yes, yeah.
And the cheekbones. She's beautiful. That is wonderful.
Isn't it?
Everything's been lifted. I actually feel like just shouting out to the world.
I know.
I found her. Yeah. That's how happy it feels.
Mark Wolfe came to us looking for his birth mother, Esther, who gave him up for adoption almost 50 years ago. Mark's always wondered whether his birth mother gave him up willingly, and it's something he struggled with his entire life. But today, I can finally tell him that she had no choice but to give him up, and she can't wait to meet him.
Hi.
How you doing, Davina?
All right. Welcome. Come on in.
Thank you. Through here?
Yep, through here.
Great. Why is it so important for you to find your mum?
I'd just like to know why I was adopted. It's always affected me all my life. Because whatever the reason, it's still a form of rejection. And I'm hoping if I find out that it wasn't her choice, that's going to sort of heal a bit for me.
Well, hopefully that will be able to happen because we found her. She's living in New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah. Your mum can't wait to meet you.
It's really good to know. Oh, wow. Finally be able to get answers.
When your mum got pregnant with your dad, he wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
And her parents said, you're definitely not keeping this baby. She went and had you pretty much all alone. And she imagined you would just be taken away from her straight away. And actually, what happened is that she looked after you for 9 days and she bonded with you. And she said that that's what made it so heartbreaking to give you up, and that if she'd had any kind of support, she would have kept you.
That is amazing. It means a lot.
It's your mum.
Wow. My mother. That really is quite something, it really is. I can already feel that empty part of me filling.
She wanted to write you a few words. It's for you.
Dear Mark, over the last few years you have been more and more in my thoughts, wondering what sort of life you have had. This is a gift. To be able to meet you in person. And hopefully start a relationship, even though I live so far away. I'm so looking forward to meeting you. I hope that you feel the same way. All this time, it's finally happening. Just can't believe it's actually all come true.
Today, after nearly 50 years apart, Marc will meet his birth mother, Esther. He's travelled to London, the city where he was born, to meet her.
I've been looking at her picture, and the more I look at it, the more I can see myself in her. I would hope that one day I might meet my mother, but never really fully believed that it would happen.
Esther has flown over 10,000 miles from her home in New Zealand with her daughter Deborah.
Today I'm meeting my son for the first time. When I gave Marc up, I never thought I would see him again. So that makes it very special.
Okay, I love you loads. You take care.
You take
Okay, and I will see you later on.
Thank you for coming with me.
Okay.
I'm dying to meet him, and I just hope we can build a relationship.
Mother and son are meeting in a pub close to Hammersmith, where Marc was born.
I'm definitely apprehensive. I'm hoping there's going to be a connection there as soon as I walk through the door. This is a new beginning. I hope that we'll be able to start again where we left off 49 years ago.
So nice to see you. Hi, Mum. Thank you so much for looking for me.
Well, I'm just pleased I found you.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's just amazing, it really is.
Can't believe you're here. Something I've been thinking about for years and years and years. And I finally get to meet my mum.
I just needed to come and meet you. Did you have a happy childhood?
I did. I had a very, very good childhood.
Yeah.
With loving parents.
I'm so pleased you were happy. When you have to give a child up for adoption, all you pray is that they go to a wonderful family. So that is fantastic. I gather your adopted dad was still alive.
He is, yeah. I speak to him every day. He would really like to meet you because he wants
I'd
to
like
thank
to
you.
meet him, and I'd like to thank him.
I didn't know for sure if I was wanted. I always wondered, was there any choice in it for you?
No, there was no choice. Nobody wants to give a child up. I certainly didn't want to give you up.
No.
If my parents had been supportive,
Yeah.
could have been totally different, totally different.
I'm feeling elated. I heard from my mum what I've always wanted to hear. I was wanted, and that I still am.
I've brought my daughter with me. She's so excited to meet you. I'd love to meet your kids too.
I have 3 children. No, you've got 3 great-grandchildren.
Oh my God. Oh, how wonderful. I've met my son and we were so comfortable with each other. It's a new relationship, and the more I get to know him, the better it will be. I said.
We've got a connection straight away. It's a really good feeling. This is definitely the start of things.
Hopefully you might be able to fly out to New
Hopefully.
Zealand and get to know, you know, the families.
Yes, I'd love that. Suddenly got a bigger family.
Yeah, well, it's just amazing.
Having my mother in my life again after all these many years has made me feel complete.
Today, 1 week after telling Julie we'd found Marion, she's going to be reunited with her birth mother.
I'm excited, really excited. I just feel this really strong connection. I felt it all these years. Now I feel I can call her Mum. I can't wait.
Hi! How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
You been all right?
Yeah, fine.
Good. Lovely to see
Good.
you. You ready?
Yeah, great.
Marion has travelled to Birmingham with her husband Pete to meet Julie.
I'm nervous. It's not something that you think is ever going to happen. And then after all this time, it's a privilege. I just want to meet Julie.
There you go.
Lovely.
All
Thank
right.
Yeah. See you later. You know, 55 years ago, I thought that was it. You know, I'd never, ever see her again.
Thanks very much.
So it's just incredible. I just can't believe it.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? Ooh.
Shall we do it?
Yep. Let's go.
So how are you feeling now?
I'm so excited.
Are you?
Yeah, I just want to tell her that she's never ever got to feel guilty of what happened. She never did anything wrong. Just be a relief for her as well, all these years. I just hope that she's had a lovely life with her own family.
So what's it like? How are you feeling right now about this?
A bit overwhelmed. It's been a long time. And then all of a sudden, here I am. Yeah.
How would you feel if she called you Mum? How would that feel?
fantastic, but, you know, you can't go down that road till you get to it. But I do appreciate that she already has a mum.
Mother and daughter are meeting in a restaurant in the city, not far from where Marion last saw Julie as a baby 55 years ago.
Here we are.
Right.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks for everything. All the best.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So, this is where I say goodbye. Your mum's just down there. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
No. Oh, you're beautiful.
So are you.
Hello, Mum. If I'm allowed to call you. Of course you are. Oh, the last time I held you, you were a baby.
Oh. Do you know what?
55 years. I've wanted to see your face.
It doesn't feel like 55 years now. Come and sit down, come on.
Can't believe it. And you're here.
Never, ever, ever thought this would happen. But my mum was so strict. It was drilled into me that I was not allowed on any condition to come and find you.
So I just can't imagine what you went through. I bet that was heartbreaking.
Your world turns upside down. It was very hard.
Don't ever feel bad. You did the right thing. I had a lovely childhood, lots of love, but I still feel guilty that I'm a part of something that has put all this pain on you.
It wasn't your fault. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. It's me that was the guilty one. So we've both been carrying guilt. So... Oh.
It's just lovely knowing that Marion's okay. I just feel all this pain has just been lifted. This wound is healed now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yes.
It's gone. It's wonderful to be with her and have her in my arms again. I can't believe it. She's my daughter, and she's absolutely beautiful. I feel whole again.
Love you. It just feels natural because I don't think she's ever stopped being my mum. It's just like you've got that bond together, that connection. Start of my life again now. It's lovely.
Next time, an extraordinary double search within one family. It begins with a sister looking for her half-brother Keith to tell him the truth about their father.
Keith should know that his dad actually wanted him and didn't just abandon him.
And ends with Keith searching for answers about his birth mother, who gave him up for adoption.
I need to know what happened to her. That's the bit that's become incredibly important all of a sudden.